This video is in collaboration with the Team C's movement. More information at the end of the video. Hey guys, it's me. It's Minecraft World. I'm in the basement right now. By the way, if you hear any reversions, just as a warning, I'm in the basement, so if you hear any reversions, I don't have a mic again. Yeah. But today, I wanted to discuss something. I wanted to talk about something that is very near and dear to me. And I was asked this question earlier, I believe a few months ago. So, why is Kyogre versus Wojira my most wanted death battle matchup? That might be a bit of an out there question. That might be a bit of a stupid question to answer today. But it's something that I've really wanted to talk about. Death Battle is something really close to me, and it's no secret that everyone, yes, even you viewers, who probably haven't seen a lot of Death Battle, maybe if you've only seen like one of them, you probably already have a most wanted Death Battle matchup. For Biffweed, it's Annihilator versus All for One. For Nemesis Bloodreich, it's Destroyer versus Iris. But for me, it's Kyogre versus Wojira. Pokemon versus Ninjago. Like I said, this question was asked to me on Reddit. So, to the person who asked and to those who really want to know, thank you. And here is my answer to why Kyogre versus Wojira is my most wanted death battle matchup. First things first, because this answer has 3 points. First reason, this matchup's just straight up awesome. Even, especially on Kyogre's side, considering the amount of abilities he has in the game, I know he's way smaller than Wojira, like he's the size of an orca in the games, but in the anime he's big, like he's pretty big, roughly 3 times the size of a Noivern, I think at minimum. Yeah, he's 28 meters. Yeah, 28, 29 meters, if I remember correctly. And the amount of abilities it can do is just so cool. You could do a lot with that. Plus, Wojira's end, maybe we don't know that much about her, and maybe we don't know what she's completely capable of, but we know she's powerful, and we know that she can overwhelm people. Death Battle, compiling the 4 episodes that she's appeared in, spoilers for season 15, by the way, episodes 13 through 16 gives us more than enough information. Plus, with the rest of the show behind us, incredible. Gives us more than enough information and more than enough capability of what her personality, what her capabilities, what her strengths, weaknesses, feats are. And not only that, but the animation has so many ways you could go. I put out a poll on Reddit asking which animation style would you prefer the most. Now, like I said a while back, I am going to be animating my own custom versions of the fight. They're all going to be hand-drawn, but personally, they're not all of them are going to be the one I'd want to see them, though this is an exception. I'd rather see this one hand-drawn, because Wojira doesn't have any good sprites. Kyogre has decent sprites, but not the best. And 3D would be interesting. It'd probably be my second choice, but hand-drawn, Kyogre looks amazing in hand-drawn, and Wojira, even though in promotional material is the only time we've seen her in hand-drawn, still looks awesome. Still looks straight up awesome. But that's not all. It's also very thematic. It's also thematic. The second reason is because of what they represent. Because they're gods, and because they're kaiju. What they're specifically gods of. Now, first, we'll go with the kaiju side. Like I said in my One Deadly episode, Godzilla is my favorite fictional character because of the influences he's had in my life. And it's the kaiju side that was one of the half parts that got me into it. Kaiju translated literally means strange beast, though it's often attributed to giant monsters. Associated with the Japanese side of things, as the term is Japanese in origin, Godzilla definitely pioneered the thing. Plus, just looking at them, a giant, blue whale with power over the ocean and a giant sea serpent with power over the ocean would definitely be considered strange, especially in our modern day, where mythologies are often mixed aside as mythos. Not to say they're unfounded, and not to say they're awesome, because Greek myth is incredible, and I believe in the supernatural. I'm not gonna shame it. I believe in the supernatural. Shut the data expunged up, and yeah. But it was the ocean side of things that really got me into it. Ever since I was young, I've had a fascination with the ocean. I was born in Georgia when I was young, so I lived by the sea in Atlanta specifically, which doesn't border the ocean, but the state does. So, and I spent roughly my first half a year when I was 1 in Colombia, which borders 2 oceans. Most of the time I spent at the ocean. It fascinates me. The creatures that you could find there, the generation, the geography, the chemistry, everything. It fascinates me so much. And it was these two aspects combined that made me get into Wojira vs. Kyogre. Wojira is literally able to manipulate the ocean, and Kyogre is considered the god of the ocean. And both the ocean and Kaiju are something very close to me. Although I may be in a landlocked state, I live on the western coast, not going to give the state itself where I live, you internet. I know how the internet behaves. But yeah, honestly, the ocean is definitely something really close to me. Definitely something that has a lot of impact on my life. And combine that with the kaiju aspect, made me really get into these characters. But the most prominent reason is reason number 3. My personal connection to the series that the characters come from. Let's discuss Kyogre first. So, Kyogre is obviously from the Pokemon verse. He's one of the Gen 3 legendaries alongside Groudon and Rayquaza. The god of the ocean, obviously, with immense power and immense capability. Pokemon as a series is something awe-inspiring. It's one of my favorite anime, as it was technically the first one I actually saw. Yeah, that's right, Reddit. I lied. It wasn't Attack on Titan that was the first one I saw. It was Pokemon. Though Attack on Titan was the one that got me into anime. But Pokemon was the first one I watched. And both these reasonings tie back to Godzilla because, like I said, Godzilla is influential, but Godzilla got me into Pokemon, and Death Battle got me into Pokemon. The first Pokemon I ever learned about was Mewtwo, with Death Battle's Mewtwo vs. Shadow. Then I looked into Pokemon itself, and I found a lot of similarities between Godzilla and especially Ultraman, learning that Pokemon was based off of Ultraman conceptually, and I can definitely see that. And then I looked into Pokemon itself, excluding the Kaiju fact, and I just got really invested in it. The designs, the abilities, the creatures themselves, the names, the characters, all of it. And the one that definitely pioneered it was the Weather Trio, Gen 3, Groudon, Rayquaza, and Kyogre. Groudon is my favorite Pokemon, and Rayquaza is the first legendary, one of the most, it was Mewtwo that was the first legendary card I got, but it was one of the first. It was one of the most prominent ones. It was one of the first that I got. But Rayquaza is definitely significant to me because I like dragons. Dragons are freaking awesome. To quote Wiz, dragons, they're freaking awesome. But Kyogre is definitely just awesome. Like I said, it was also because of the ocean aspect, but Kyogre himself definitely gave me that awe and that love of Pokemon. It reaffirmed that love of Pokemon. Groudon, yes, is my favorite, and Rayquaza is one of the best ones. Second favorite legendary above Mewtwo. But Kyogre definitely is something really cool. But it wasn't Kyogre that really got me hooked on this matchup. I knew about Kyogre versus Chaos from the Sonic series, which I also like. it. I don't like it as much as this one, but I like it. I feel like it works too. But Wojira. Now, Wojira is actually fairly recent. Seabound was released in February, March-ish, early on in 2021. I consider it Season 15 for the purposes of this video. So, Ninjago fans, if you're watching this, I consider it Season 15 for the purposes of this video. Don't get pissed at me. But I remember watching it, and when I first saw Wojira, there was one feeling that got me, that overwhelmed me. I remember watching the first 2 seasons of Ninjago when they first released for the first time. Well, I believe we were early into Season 2 when I first got into the series. I remember I watched it and I was hooked immediately. This was 2012, 2013, roughly. Oh god, I feel really old. But I looked back and I watched the pilots, Season 1, and the finale of Season 1 is significant because The Great Devourer was what really got me hooked into it. Remember, I was a Godzilla fan by this point, I think. No, but I felt intrigue, and that intrigue was amplified because of Godzilla. I saw the giant snake and immediately thought, holy data expunged, that's a Kaiju. But watching the Great Devourer attack Ninjago and watching the characters having to deal with this seemingly unstoppable threat gave me a sense of dread and a sense of fear. A fear that returned when I watched the Season 2 finale, Rise of the Spinjitzu Master. I watched it on the premiere with my brother, with my older brother, who showed me Ninjago for the first time, and I remember feeling that same sense of dread. That same sense of dread when the Overlord corrupted, the Overlord corrupted Cole, then Jay. Zane got held back, but then was later corrupted. Kai had to battle his sister, who was under the influence of the Overlord, and Lloyd was on his own. I remember feeling that same sense of dread and that same sense of helplessness as the characters. And then Lloyd became the Golden Ninja, and that same sense of accomplishment came upon me as it did when Garmadon killed the Great Devourer, finally getting that justice that he deserved. And Lloyd basically destroying the Overlord was miraculous at the time. Was just miraculous for me. And then, cut to this year. I watched season 15 for the first time. I was there for the premiere for the last 2 episodes, but I caught up with the season by that point. And I really enjoyed it. And then the finale happened. Spoilers for Seabound by this point, so yeah. Nia, after merging with the ocean, I felt a sense of power yet dread. Watching Wojira attack Ninjago City in the previous episode gave me that similar sense of dread I felt with the Great Devourer, but that dread was only amplified when Nia actually challenged Kalmar at the beginning of Season 15, Episode 15, at the beginning of the pre-season finale. And then the season finale happened. Season 15, Episode 16, The Turn of the Tide. That episode remains to this day my favorite of the season and one of my favorites of the entire show. When Nia battled Wojira, well, Kalmar first, then it was incredible. It was stunning. Then after Nia was knocked out temporarily, Jay came in and battled him, knocked out. Benthamar saved his life, battled him, destroyed the trident, and Kyogre lost control, and Kalmar lost control over Wojira. Wojira pulled a Great Devourer and ate him, just like how Pythor was eaten by the Great Devourer. Karmatic justice, right? Then Wojira turned to face the ninja, and Nia was back. Nia returned in a dragon form, an elemental water dragon, and I was pumped. Though there was a part of me that still felt that dread. How was Nia gonna defeat this thing? How was Nia gonna put her back to sleep? Is she gonna reemerge? Is she gonna be able to kill Wojira this time? The two battled it out, and Wojira then struck Nia multiple times before dealing a finishing blow with her plasma, with her lightning beam plasma thing. A wave of dread came through me. Wojira just killed Nia. You're kidding me, right? Then Wojira attacked the ninja, and Nia returned, dealing the finishing blow. destroying the Wave Amulet, causing the Storm Amulet to surge. Wojira disintegrates, and the Storm Amulet is destroyed in the process. Nia then has one final goodbye with the ninja as she dives off into the ocean and leaves. Throughout that entire sequence, I felt a sense of dread, yet accomplishment. Seeing Nia finally deal the finishing blow on Wojira, seeing her finally put a stop to this unstoppable beast, move this immovable force, finally seeing her kill that thing gave me that same sense of accomplishment as when Lloyd killed the Overlord, or as when Garmadon killed the Great Devourer. And seeing those connections, seeing those were incredible. Wojira definitely made this season, and Ninjago being a really close show to me as one of the first ones, as the one that got me into Lego, is incredible. It's no secret Ninjago's been long overdue for Death Battle as well. Like, I've seen a lot of potential matchups, good and bad. Like Kai versus Zuko, Jay versus Mikey, Cole versus Toph, Zane versus Elsa or Penny, and Lloyd versus Aang. But if Ninjago were to get some representation, it would be this one. Not only because of the personal connection between Ninjago being a series close to me, but because Wojira gave me those feelings that I, frankly, had missed for all those years. So that's my piece on why Kyogre versus Wojira is my most wanted Death Battle matchup. Why is this one really good? Why do I want it the most? Why is it not Destroyer versus Iris, Warden versus Crawler, Piglin versus Tusken Raider? Because of how incredible it is, because of what the characters represent to me, and because of the emotional attachment to the series they come from. So yeah, that was my piece on why Kyogre versus Wojira is my most wanted Death Battle matchup. Take care. Oh hey, you made it to the end of the video. Glad to see you. So, if you waited this long, you might have been interested in something, because this video is part of a collaboration with a thing called Team C's. It's a collaboration started by Mr. Beast to possibly celebrate 30 million subs, because he did this last year, or 2 years ago, I believe. But yeah, you remember the 20 million trees thing, right? The thing where he wanted to raise 20 million, he wanted to grow 20 million trees to celebrate 20 million subscribers by 2020. And it was this incredible collaboration where they surpassed and are still surpassing 20 million. I think last I checked they were at like 22 million. So, yeah. But he's doing this again, but with the oceans. Every $1 you donate to the Team C's website, 1 pound of trash gets removed from the ocean. And like I said, the ocean is something really close to me, figuratively and literally. And it pains me to see all this life being destroyed by the garbage that we created nonetheless. I don't blame humanity for that, but for some, it definitely feels like we're responsible, because for the most part we are. I'm not wanting to spread an environmental message here, but, well, technically I am, but that's besides the point. But yeah, there will be a link in the description and in the pinned comment for the Team C's website. Every $1 you donate is 1 pound of trash. I've donated. A lot of others have donated. Let's get 30 million pounds or more. Let's get more than 30 million pounds out of there. Please. For my sake, for the C's sake, and also for the sake of Kyogre and Wojira. Oh, I'm sorry, that was a stupid joke. Yeah, so link in the description and in the pinned comment. And thanks for watching. So, yeah. See you guys later. Peace.